Hello. We're gonna be reviewing some blade wax today. So full disclosure, I know very little about these blade waxes and blade waxes in general. However, I'm passionate about it. I'm here to help you out with what has helped me along my journey. And these are from the Montana Knife Company, MKC blade waxes. There's other good blade waxes, even though these are the only ones I've used. I'll list them in a little bit. And just right off the bat, this is the Bumblechutes product, the older Montana Knife Company blade wax that a lot of people rave about. They have changed the formula or the ingredients and advertised this as all made in the USA. And the newer one is only beeswax and raw flaxseed oil. Even though Bumblechutes says proudly made in New Hampshire, USA, I'm not sure if all the ingredients and everything, including the steel for the can, if all of that was made in the USA or if it was an international product. I know tariffs have gone up recently, unnecessarily, bully move, but this one does advertise all grown and manufactured in the USA, including the steel from Jamestown, New York. And I'm going to test on a few different knives, PVD coated. I really like that food safe coating compared to a Cerakote. Some people say like it's just ceramic, it's not FDA approved, or it's not like, at least now, 100% food safe. I think it's okay. This is a Cerakote blade. You can get a lot of different options color wise and stuff with Cerakote, if you don't know, compared to just more plain black PVD stuff. But if I have a blade on me, I really like just being safe, and this is PVD. Just having it for if I need to cut up an apple or use it for food or whatever. And then we're also going to test the waxes on stonewash coating blades and just plain old blades. All of them I'm going to test on are Magna Cut. And so we know this is the US made one. I'm using red and white and blue for this, and then just white and blue for this. If you're colorblind, get a good look. Anyway, I've used paper towels for my waxing sessions. Wax on, that's funny. Wax on, not those waxing sessions. Wax on, wax off. Oh my God, I have a bit of hair on me. If you can't tell, and that was a one and done kind of thing. That's all I need to do. Good to embrace your natural self, your divine blueprint as well. Anyway, back to the subject. With my experience, this Bumblechutes product on paper towel, it's a softer wax, and it has covered a lot more blades for me. Maybe like I remember getting just a dollop, just a little bit. I don't even know if it was a tablespoon. It was probably less than a tablespoon, and I just coated a dozen knives with it. Not small knives either. And then with this blade wax, I'm just gonna open them up. It's a harder wax, and oh, looks like a smiley face-ish. There we go. And it's, I think comparatively, I coated maybe 3 knives comfortably with it. I will put the link to both of these on there. Not both of them. I only see this one as of February 22nd, 2026. I only see this one up on the Montana Knife Company website. I did a quick Google and I found the actual Bumblechutes blade wax, and it seems like it's the same exact, I don't know if it's the same exact formula, but it seems like they have the same ingredients. Coconut oil, beeswax, carnauba wax. I have no idea what that is. Could look it up. Vitamin E oil and lemon oil. With the people I've been around, and with me too, and also the reviews on the MKC website, people seem to go nuts and really, really like the lemon oil and this scent. And then this one is fairly, I don't know if inert is the right word, but it doesn't really have a scent other than beeswax. And it smells nice. It smells kind of like musky a little bit, earthy. Beeswax and raw flaxseed oil, if you have any idea what that smells like. And this is like Ratatouille moment, smelling stuff and seeing a bunch of colors. This is really nice. Some people have coated their blades with this kind of with this Bumblechute product and liked the lemon scent. And I'm not too concerned going out in the woods and having this stronger scent on me, like bears, for example. At the Wolf and Grizzly Discovery Center, the guy giving the speech there was like, you can, a bear can smell a raisin miles away. So both of these do have a certain kind of scent. This one is stronger, whatever your concern is with whatever may smell you. Anyway, rub this on yourself. Lemon scent, you may turn some heads. But this one is more musky. Okay. One more thing. 2-ounce can, 4-ounce can. They were the same price. They were both $15, and then this one was taken off the MKC website, and this one was put up on there. And so it is half the size, and they were both $15 at one point. The one on the Bumblechutes website, it's $22.99, I think, or 23 bucks. And yeah, $22.99. Just looks like that. You can see that. Focus. Yeah. So Okay, anything else? We're gonna coat some blades. Just to be thorough, and before the time lapse, these are pretty much new out of the box. Any knife that I used, it's good to wash and dry your blades, clean your blades before applying new wax. And yeah, I'll sort it out so you can see just an equal amount how much wax the blades covered. So I'm gonna grab as equal as possible an amount. This is the stub horn blade, which is a lovely knife. Really like this knife. I like how it's named after the bison. So this is the Bumblechutes product. Don't know if it's all USA made or not, but we'll put it on this corner here and have at it. I like to just kind of lightly coat it, and on all sides, and I use it on the handle as well. and then I really buff it out rather than leaving a whole bunch of excess on there. I do rub it pretty clean. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that for now. And then the same amount to the best of my ability with this guy. This is the MKC Super Cub, and I've just used it to open boxes and have fun. Just play with it. But another great knife. One thing that's curious that I just learned about was the blade, the choil. So this sharpening choil. I do like ones that have a lot less pronounced choil, because whether it's a fishing net or anything else, if you get something literally stuck in here, rather than their new knife, Mule Deer knife, has a forward swept choil, so it's more angled, and this blade wax didn't fall out, so that's good. It just seems to be more helpful and seamless. I already coated this a little while ago and I haven't used it that much, so gonna leave it. All right. Let's see. What's good? I say maybe that. I already coated the knife. Whoa. I think that's a fairly equal amount. Anyway, let's do it. Just so you can see. Oh yeah, it's a harder wax. Funny. That's definitely, it's a different feeling. Just so you can see it. Roughly coating it. The other one, maybe it was with the PVD. It was a little easier to see what was being coated. I'm gonna grab another PVD blade, and yeah, this. I don't know if you can see that easily or not, but it's just a harder wax, so I need to rub it in more. I'll do that over the time lapse, but we're gonna grab, let that be, the flat tail, and okay, interesting. We'll see how it goes with the lighting. The sun's just dipping behind the mountains. Yeah, it's just a little bit harder of a wax in general, so it takes a bit more energy and care to, at least for me, in my experience, to buff it in. See how I went over it quite a few times, and there's still like spots that are dry or being missed, and I just like easily, this whole blade is pretty coated. I'm gonna switch to the time lapse and just work on a few different knives. Do the comparison. So these two were with this guy. I'll set that down, and that was the all US made one, and I'm just gonna pull this out just for the heck of it to continue this great blade, the Rocker. I think this was the sharpest knife I've ever received from a Montana Knife Company. Consistently, out of any company, they've sharpened the best, most consistently. I know there's other great companies out there. Buck, haven't had, sometimes it's not been the sharpest. And yeah, this one's just being covered super easily as well with the Bumblechutes. All right. CRKT has done a good job too with coating stuff. But anyway, yeah, whether it's paper towel or handkerchiefs work well too. I don't know why I waited this long to use them. Hellos! So this is after we coated the blades. The three in the center, it covered the Super Cub really well. The main difference, just to get it right out, is it seems like the newer 2-ingredient blade wax from Montana Knife Company, all US made, it takes a little while to warm up. It's a harder wax, so you may need to warm it up or just get more friction. It loosens up as you're working on the knife, and it applies more evenly. So I wrote some stuff out just to cover it. Excuse me. 4 different blades, 5 actually, including the Super Cub, were completely coated with the all US newer MKC wax, the 2-ounce can. The 4-ounce can, the Bumblechutes product, that coated 6 blades purely, and then there was enough left over for both of them to still lightly coat blades. I just coated some with both because I enjoy doing it with the Bumblechutes stuff. I used paper towels because I could be on a bit rough on them. It was really nice using handkerchiefs, or cotton cloth like they recommend. I did slice into this one a few times, so just being careful with whatever kind of cloth you use. That was a good reminder for me, a good learning lesson. It says the older MKC Bumblechutes blade wax seemed to cover more knives. The knives in the middle I coated with both because at first the Bumblechutes seemed to be applying to the blades more, but they were both still covering blades and their handles after I coated all of these knives. The residue on the handkerchiefs were still able to cover knives lightly but adequately. Like I said, the Bumblechutes coated 6 alone, MKC coated 5 alone, and then a few with both of the coatings. I enjoyed the Bumblechutes product more because it's softer. Then again, it may be just because that's what I've been used to and have used more. It may help. The newer MKC wax applied more easily. Yeah, and thanks for bearing with me. The newer MKC wax applied more easily and evenly by heating it up. The more I worked with it for my body heat and the friction on the knife, the easier it applied. Talking about that one, they're both clean products, very little ingredients. It seems like there's 2 ingredients in the MKC blade wax and 5 ingredients in the MKC or Bumblechutes wax. And it seemed like it could be the same exact formula as the blade wax sold on the Bumblechutes website. I really like how they're both clearly listed. It seems like they both list the ingredients clearly, whatever they use, rather than some secret formula if you don't know what exactly is being put on them. And they're both food safe, which is really good. I think it boils down to preference, and thankfully there seems like a lot of good options to choose from. I Googled best blade waxes and a lot of different ones came up. Once again, it was nice that these just listed the ingredients, plain and simple. If you do want to stock up or try different waxes, they seem to be at a reasonable price point of less than $30. The most expensive one I saw was $40 for a 6-ounce can. Another perk is if you have dry hands or anything, these waxes may be able to help moisturize. I haven't really used these blade waxes for that. I've used boot oil. Red Wing boot oil has worked best for me when I've had dry or cracked hands. One note is using your knives for good. Just wanted to say that, to be a wise human being and respectful. Symbolically, knives and swords represent cutting through any kind of deceit, illusion, blockages, or habits or energy cords that are not serving one's highest good or that are hindering them from living their best life. Knives and swords also symbolize protection in all realms: physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional. I'm going to make another video on symbolism, so check back if you're interested. And if you want to offer feedback, I welcome feedback. Thanks. One more thing, two more things actually. Clever uses for blade wax. 10 different things. This is from the Montana Knife Company blog, and I'll link that in the show notes below. 1 is to season cast iron. 2, prevent rust on cooking utensils. 3 is unjam zippers. 4 is preserve fruit and vegetables. 5 is preserve leather. 6 is treat cracked hands. 7 is hair and beard balm. Hey, I kept the beard balm out of my mustache today. I haven't tried these actually. 8 is prolong the life of metal or woodworking tools. 9 is waterproofing boot laces. 10 is starting a fire. So we are going to attempt to start a fire. Let's see how good this actually works. And one more note with these. I don't think I mentioned, what exactly blade wax is for, but it's to give a protective coating and prevent against rust, and to help the blade slide easier. If there's any kind of friction with work you're doing, it helps the blade slide easier. With MagnaCut steel, you do not really need to use blade wax. I don't think. It's a highly rust resistant steel. However, just in general, I do like the way it looks, and it does protect the blade. This one did seem to just coat on a little heavier. They're super, super similar. I mean, they're just both good blade waxes. This one did seem lighter, but I don't know if you can tell the difference. I can barely even tell the difference. These, and then with the Cerakote blades, this just, the 2-ingredient one, the MKC, just seemed a little bit darker, even though they do both coat dark, and they just look gorgeous. Really brings out the color. Nice pop of color. Anyway, there you go. And the Stonewash one, even though I did coat this with both. There we have it. Okay, so we'll see. Fire starting wise, it's a good thing I remembered to get a little abalone shell. One, a little bit of blade wax, and then on these are from the willow tree out front, the golden willow that someone from Germany brought over hundreds of years ago to the middle of Wyoming. 1 second. Here's the weekend. Let's see what you do. Oh, it literally, yeah, it just coats it lightly. I think that's more funny. That's more willow that lit on fire rather than the blade wax, but they say to, here's the Bumblechutes, they say to just coat it and it could help. Yeah, so like when I put it on the flame, no surprise, it's just like dripping off. It doesn't really seem to catch, but it may help. Let's see, just lighting the other end. Yeah, it seemed to coat it, and it seemed to have it light a little bit more easily. What I read was that if there was any kind of wet wood or something, it helps it light more easily. So we just proved that with science. Okay, thanks for watching. I wish you the absolute best, and take care.